Hello, welcome to Inside the Summit League. Lots to get to this week. Got the track and field outdoor championships and a lot of new Summit League records set there. A couple of 4-game sweeps in baseball as we get set for the baseball championships coming up. But we start with the Summit League softball championships. North Dakota State, Kansas City, Fort Wayne, and the University of South Dakota were this year's qualifiers, and they played it off over the weekend in Fargo. Started out with North Dakota State and Kansas City in the first game of the championships on Thursday. Whitney Johnson in the circle for the Bison, struck out 12 and gets one of them there. They try to get a runner at second, though. Throw gets loose. Jenna Rangel scores. Kansas City gets 2 unearned runs in the first inning. Great catch by Kansas City's Kelsey Dean out in left field. NDSU, though, gets 2 to tie it in the bottom of the second inning. Brandy Enriquez sends that one out, scores 2. Maritza Lopez Portillo, Sam Peterson come across, and the game's tied 2-2. Bison get 2 more in the fourth. Cheyenne Garcia reaches on an error. Enriquez will score here, and NDSU wins it 4-3 over Kansas City in the first round. South Dakota and Fort Wayne in the other first-round game. Miranda Kramer was outstanding, 15 strikeouts, a new championship record, but Kate Snow lays down a bunt there. Morgan Hancock scores. Coyotes up 1-0. Kansas City with a run in the third inning to tie the game. Ashley Bousquet drives in Larissa Franklin to tie it at 1. Stays 1-1 until the 5th inning, and the Roos bust out with 4 runs in the inning. 3 of those on that shot by Danny Pugh, and Fort Wayne wins 5-2 against the Coyotes. The Coyotes would be eliminated on Friday by Kansas City. So here is the winner's bracket game on Friday. North Dakota State taking on Fort Wayne. Whitney Johnson and Miranda Kramer combined for 19 strikeouts, 11 for Johnson, 8 strikeouts for Miranda Kramer. Johnson gets it loose there, no score until the 7th. Larissa Franklin gets on base, and a Bison error would put 2 runners on. Freshman Hillary Cartman brings them both home with a double. Fort Wayne stays unbeaten in the tournament with a 2-0 win over North Dakota State in this ball game. So NDSU trying to stay alive, taking on Kansas City on Friday in what would be an elimination game in the tournament. And Alexandra Freelo with a bloop for an RBI there for Kansas City. And then Marley Maples against Whitney Johnson rips that to the gap to drive in another run. Kansas City gets 3 runs in the bottom of the first inning. Bison, though, come back with 5 in the top of the 5th inning. Janina Ortega went 3 for 4, drives in 2 runs here to tie the game at 3 apiece. And then Cheyenne Garcia, all 5'4" of her, knocks in another run. NDSU takes a 6-3 lead. Kansas City got 2 in the 5th to make it a 6-5 North Dakota State lead, but the Bison hold on. Great catch by Sam Peterson, the North Dakota State freshman. Turns it into a double play. Whitney Johnson came on in relief in this ball game, and she will get the final out. Bison move on to the championship with a 6-5 win over Kansas City. So you have Fort Wayne playing for its first Summit League softball title. North Dakota State, the 4-time defending champion, and they go at it for the championship when we come back.